Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading will be the general monthly reading for the month of September 2018 for all of the astrological signs. For the reading, I'll be using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck by Jennifer Galasso for the main spread, and it's the 10-card Celtic cross spread. If I need to clarify anything, I will use the Zillich Tarot deck. And then the Oracle cards, I'll be using the Whisper of Love deck, and that's by Angela Hartfield, and the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise, Linn. Just a reminder, these readings are general in nature, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading with me would be to order a private reading. If you're interested, all of the information that you need to do that can be found in the description box below this video. Another thing that I suggest doing is, besides watching your sun sign video, watch also your moon and rising sign. Many times if the messages in the sun sign video don't resonate, you might find that for that month, the messages in one of the other videos resonate, better or more for you, or by listening to all three videos, you have a more complete overview of what might be coming up during the month. Also, just to let you know, the way that the videos, the way that I've started doing them now each month, it's based on, the video that had the highest views from like the previous sort of either mid-monthly or monthly that I put out. So for this one, I looked at the mid-monthlies for the month of August. I start off with that particular sign. So for the month of August or mid-month August, Libra, Aquarius, and Cancer had the highest views. So that's who I am beginning with, okay, just so you know. Also, be looking out for, I did post the winner for the last month's giveaway, the full moon giveaway. If you're interested, be watching out. We will have another full moon giveaway at the end of September for the full moon happening then on the 25th, the full harvest moon. All right, I think as far as announcements go, that is it. So I will say goodbye for now. We'll see each of the signs in 1 second for your reading. And just know that I am so very grateful to all of my subscribers, for everybody who leaves comments, who likes my videos. It really does mean a lot. All right, see you in 1 second for your reading. Hi, Scorpio. Hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your reading for September. So you have, and I did pull a couple of clarifiers, so I'll get to those in a second. At the center of your reading, you have Major Arcana number 9, the Hermit, and it is crossed by the 5 of Swords. Okay, and that's why I pulled clarifiers on it, and actually the clarifiers that came out, you have the 7 of Discs, which is the 7 of Pentacles. In this deck, it's called Failure, followed by the 4 of Cups, and a repeater card, the Hermit, Major Arcana. So, clarifying the Hermit, we have another Hermit. But the Hermit crossed by the 5 of Swords, and then I'll kind of explain the clarifiers. The Hermit card is a Major Arcana, and it really has to do with, introspection, of going within, kind of retreating, withdrawing, reflecting. And this can be, reflecting on yourself, a situation in your life. It can be, more spiritual in nature, kind of going within, thinking about the kind of the deeper mysteries in life. So it can be, more on a personal level. It can also be, a deeper level. But it's about kind of introspection and reevaluation as well, like reevaluating your goals, reevaluating the path that you're currently on. Are you happy? Is it in line with sort of what you envision for yourself or your soul purpose? Is there something that needs to be changed here? So it's about gaining this deeper understanding and really, going within. And you see that the Hermit here, she's on top of this mountain, and the only thing that she has to guide her is this little lantern. So it's about, the kind of that inner light. It's the, trusting in or using your intuition, trusting in, the messages that come through, those inner messages. But it's a card of reevaluation more than anything. And, what's helping or hindering this is the Five of Swords. And this isn't, the greatest of cards. And you do have quite a few swords cards in your reading. You have a number of major arcanas. You also have, it's kind of evenly balanced here between, you have more swords than anything else. You have four swords cards. You have 2 major arcanas, 3 cups, and 2 pentacles. So more towards swords and then followed by cups. And, the suit of swords is air energy, and it has to do with our thoughts. It has to do with, it's the suit of the mind, the intellect. It's, where we come up with our ideas. It's also how we communicate those ideas to other people. And you can see here that on this card, we have, the woman who's obviously has the 2 swords stuck in her back, and then there's the person walking away from her, and what it represents is this sort of betrayal, somebody who uses, maybe this man here, yes, he won the battle, but how did he do that? At what cost? Did he cheat to do it? Did he lie to win? So it's about, this could be like us, did we treat somebody unfairly, or did we win in a situation, but in order to win, we had to, lie or cheat or deceive other people? Or it could be, the opposite. Did somebody, win in a particular situation, but they, in doing so, we got hurt, they told us lies. So it speaks of a shallow victory, a victory, but at what cost? And, the person walking away, he's looking quite smug, right? He won whatever that battle was. It looks like he got away with something. But ultimately, he did hurt this person here. And also this person, she has 2 swords in her back, which technically, she could sort of take up the swords, get them out of her back and then go after him. So it's, yes, he might have won this small battle, but, will he win the ultimate war? Will he get away with this? Or is this just a short-lived kind of thing? So, with it crossing the Hermit card, there might be this introspection, this, looking sort of forward, reevaluating. It might have to do with a difficult situation, that maybe somebody treated you in this manner. Maybe you were, stabbed in the back. Somebody lied to you. Somebody, took something away. Somebody treated you unfairly. And then, with the clarifiers here, it could have to do with, this could have to do with finances, with the 7 of Discs showing up in the past here. And the 7 of Discs is called failure in this deck because it's a fear of failure. So it's not an exact failure, but it's, worrying about not having enough money, or worrying about failing with regards to work, finances. The 4 of Cups is it's a card of feeling sort of bored with a situation, not exactly happy with something, feeling like you're not excited about something. It has to do with, if we're thinking about a job here, this could be you just feeling bored, not seeing an opportunity in front of you, and then more reevaluating the situation. So if there was a situation at work where somebody got away with something, or, maybe you were sort of cut out from a promotion, or maybe somebody, got ahead, if this is like a project, maybe they were awarded the project, but in doing so, it's like they kind of lied about it, or, they in some way cheated you out of it. And so now there's this introspection. So definite, double message coming through with a need to, reevaluate or think about things with this Hermit card coming in here. And I love the way that it's portrayed in this deck. It's quite different, right? If you hold it up again so you can see it. It's a very calming kind of image here, and it's almost like he's floating above the mountaintop. So whereas we have the Hermit here, perched up on the ledge, this one is kind of floating really in midair. So there could be this taking, going away from a situation, could be going off by yourself here. And it's almost like he's above, sort of floating above the material realm, independent, So there could be, this could be you distancing yourself from this negative energy here, from a certain group of people, a need to put distance between, yourself and your job, or certain people within your workplace even. So you just retreating and distancing yourself here. And we have more of this kind of retreating energy in the deep past, right? The foundation is the Four of Swords. This is a card of taking time out to, it's the card that comes after the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is, it's a heartache card, it's a disappointment card. And so this is about, you see that the woman is actually, she's on ice here. She's lying here in the ice and snow. So sometimes the card comes out when there's a recovery. For some of you, if you've been through a surgery, this could be, you resting, recuperating from that surgery. For others, this can be a card of, needing, again, to withdraw, retreat, and recuperate mentally, physically, emotionally from a certain situation here. But it's you taking this time out that, and it's needed in order to proceed. We have another card that speaks of a possible delay, divine timing as well, with the Temperance card in the recent past. So more divine timing, or more, possibly a delay in something happening. But the Temperance card is also a card that speaks of balance, of moderation, of bringing things back into balance, right? This can be a need to have balance, find balance within your life. So, if you have been focusing or putting too much time and energy into one particular area, such as, with your career, working too many hours, this is a need for balance, balancing out the different areas in your life. The Temperance card also speaks of needing to do things in moderation. Okay, so, not overindulging. So this can be in, again, any area. So not drinking too much, not eating too much, not, abusing different things such as, food or drink, or, alcohol, drugs, the different areas of work and family, having that balance. And it sits in the recent past. Now what's crowning you is the King of Pentacles. So could be a person, this person could be playing a significant role in your life during this month, or, you might be, what's concerning you, what's worrying you, what you have on your mind here. It could be this earth sign individual. Usually it's an older individual, but earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And the King of Pentacles is somebody who's mastered his particular suit. So with this being the suit of Pentacles, it deals with the earthly, the tangible things, right? The material things here in the material realm, such as the work that we do, the money that we earn. It's our resources, it's financial prosperity. It has to do with our home, our family, education, knowledge. And he's somebody who, the King of Pentacles, is very good at making money. He's good at managing his money, good at holding on to his money. He's very resourceful as well. So, if this isn't a person coming in to, possibly help you with this more, financial side of things, or to do with your finances, or even at work, this could be you taking on the energy of the King of Pentacles and just approaching things in this very sort of, matter-of-fact type of way, a very, he's very dependable, he's very reliable. So this could be you taking on, the energy, or the need to take on the energy of this King of Pentacles. Now, coming up in the near future, you have another not so wonderful card, which is why I pulled Clarifiers on it. You have the Seven of Swords, so more air energy, more swords energy, right? And many times the Seven of Swords can have to do with, you see here that the man has, there are all these birds flying around, they've flown off, they've stolen the swords from him, and he's left with the two swords. And it's interesting because if we go back over to, I don't want to mess up all the cards here, but if we go over to the Five of Swords, again, we have this kind of reference to the two swords. Here he's, picking up the two swords. Here she's stabbed in the back by the two swords. And it can have to do with, somebody actually stealing from you, right? Somebody having something stolen, somebody deceiving you in some manner. This can be property. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Sometimes people can, they can steal your ideas. They can steal your projects. It's a card of deception. It's a card of, sometimes it can do with not planning appropriately, sort of, careless planning even. You see that, with the birds, they've sort of flown in, they've swept away 5 of the swords. They didn't plan well enough, right, to take all 7 of them. So this could be somebody who, maybe they plotted against you, and they thought that they were getting away with everything, but they really didn't. Going back here to the 5 of swords, they thought that they were getting away with it, but, they forgot that they needed 7 of them instead of 5 to take away all of the swords. So, this person could be you. You're actually left with 2 swords, so you can still defend yourself, right? You, even though you might feel betrayed, you might feel defeated, you still do have these 2 swords to defend yourself. So there is kind of this message of, needing to just cut your losses and move on. So however, you were deceived here, it might just be best to kind of cut your losses, move on, right, and kind of put it behind you. And the clarifiers that came out really do sort of, I think, suggest that that's the best way to handle the situation. If you were deceived in some way, if somebody did, treat you in this manner or deceive you, lie to you, we have the Queen of Swords in the past, which is, this is a great energy to have as far as, cutting your losses, cutting through the deceit, the BS. The Queen of Swords, she's a very, sometimes she's, referred to as like the solid, what am I trying to say? Totally lost my train of thought here. The solitary woman, the divorced woman, right? So she's somebody who, she's on her own. She's very direct, very uses her words, to kind of get her point across. Sometimes she can be a little too direct, right? But she's very good at cutting through, finding, sort of having clarity on a situation. She's followed by the Princess of Wands, which would be the Page of Wands, which is news coming in, right? And this can be news about your career, right? The Suit of Wands deals with the day-to-day matters in life. So some news coming in about something, and then there's forward movement and victory. So I think that, if there's clarity, if you find out about this, this treachery or this treacherous sort of behavior, somebody lying to you, somebody cheating you out of something, again, there's just cutting your losses, finding out about it, cutting your losses, and then moving forward. And that's definitely the best course of action, because with the Chariot, the Chariot's all about straight ahead, forward motion, and then it's success. It's a victory card. So they might have, gotten away with something, but you are ultimately going to have sort of, not the last laugh, but you're moving out of that. You're moving forward. You might feel defeated and betrayed, but they're not going to keep you down. Now you appear as the 4 of Pentacles. So, this is a card that sometimes it's referred to as the miser card. You can see that the woman, she's holding very tightly onto her money, which, obviously if you have experienced some type of betrayal, if people have lied to you, if this is in the workplace, I don't blame you for wanting to hold on to what's yours. You don't want people to take advantage of you again. But remember, with the 4 of Pentacles, it's fine to want to hold on to what's ours, to hold on to our finances, our resources. But when we do so, we also run the risk of cutting things off and kind of having this stagnant energy. And money needs to, our resources and our finances, it needs to flow, right? Money needs to come in. We need to earn our money, use it to pay the bills, use it to live, try to put a little bit aside, and then, let it go, with the paying of the bills. So there's this flow of money. And when we try to, sort of stop that and hold on to what we have too tightly, we run the risk of not allowing even the money to come in. So it's like we think that we're helping ourselves by doing that, but ultimately we're harming, right? We're hindering more financial growth by, kind of cutting off that flow of money. And what you have surrounding you is the Eight of Cups, and this is it's one of the two transition cards in the tarot, right? The Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups, they both speak of movement, of leaving something behind, of moving away, of moving forward, in slightly different manners, right? The Eight of Cups, you can see that the woman here, she has all of the cups. They're all sort of spilled out there. They're all either spilled on the land or in the water. So it tells us that, at some point she has, she's had each of these cups. She's tasted, she's experienced what they each offer her. At some point they were, she found them enjoyable. At some point they were fine for what she wanted. But now it's like, they no longer emotionally fulfill her. Okay, this is Cups energy. Cups deals with our feelings, our emotions, relationships. And for whatever reason, she's no longer fulfilled by something. So she's turning her back. And yes, there's a certain sense of regret, of sadness as she, leaves that behind. It's always a little sad to leave something behind, but she also knows that it's necessary. She also knows that she needs to go in search of whatever this new thing is that's going to bring her more emotional fulfillment and joy. And so she's moving away, right? She's leaving this behind. So this could be, to do with this Four of Pentacles and then what's surrounding with the Eight of Cups. There could be leaving a job behind. This could be leaving behind this mentality of, not having enough, leaving that in the past and moving on to something better. This could be leaving behind a job. This could be leaving behind this work situation. However it's going to play out in your life, you're hoping for this King of Swords, okay? So, and the King of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords. Where do we see the Queen of Swords? Oh, that was in the Clarifiers. So you have the Queen up here in the Clarifiers, but the King of Swords, he can be somebody who gives you guidance in the form of, for example, like a judge or a lawyer, or even, somebody sort of in the military, somebody in the police force, but he's a very honest, a very truthful, forthright type of individual. And he's very good at using his intellect. He's good at figuring things out, right? If there's a problem, he uses his intellect to solve that problem. If there's a conflict, he uses his words and his intellect to diffuse the conflict. So he's a good person to have on your side. And, this is, I think, you're hoping for either this help from this person, or you're hoping to take on the energy of the King of Swords while you're dealing with, these situations. So you're hoping to have the clarity of mind. You're hoping to use your words, to get your point across here. And ultimately, as you leave the month, there is some type of celebration. So I think, you are able to, this moving away, using your intellect, possibly coming up with new plans, new ideas. There's celebration with the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups can be just, a simple getting together with friends, spending time with them, going out, having a drink. It's about the enjoying or the enjoyment of relationships, having those relationships that, we feel better when we get together with our friends and talk things over. It can also be a more significant celebration. So celebrating a new job, celebrating, the news of, it can even be the pregnancy, news of a birth of a child, an engagement, a wedding. It can be a more significant celebration as well. And we do have, I didn't show you your overall energy for the month. You have the Page of Cups. So more Cups energy. The Page, it could be a person. If so, this is a young, immature energy. Could even be a child of yours, but water energy. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But I usually view the Pages as, they're bearers of news. They bring news of something. And this Page of Cups can bring in news of this a new relationship. It can be a new offer, like a job offer. It can be news again of a pregnancy. This can be news of an engagement, news of a birth of a child. So there's kind of, similar messages here with the Page of Swords, the the Page of Cups, the Three of Cups. There could be news coming in, and it's, if this is to do with, a new opportunity with the Page of Cups, this could be something that, you're very happy about. You feel very good about it. Brings you great joy, right? It's something that you're going to, if it's a new job opportunity, maybe there is this walking away and moving away from a negative situation, right? In the workplace where you were working, there could be a new opportunity coming in for you. If it isn't to do with your career, if this is more to do with, this news of a pregnancy or news of an engagement, I think that it's something that, it's, again, there's this walking away, walking towards something that's going to bring you, more or greater happiness. So I think it's very positive here, right? The Page of Cups can be, it can have to do with, again, the new offering. So it could be news of this offering, right? Could be a new. It's also about being open and being receptive to new things. So if this is a new job, it could be, you needing to take on the energy of this Page of Cups and being open and receptive, being more open-minded, being more receptive to new opportunities. And the person, she's very focused on this one cup here, right? You see, she's just staring very intently at the cup. So, she's really, it's all about what you're receiving here and being open, being very open to what you might be receiving during the month. Now let's see here. You have as your oracle cards, Speak the Language of Love. This is card number 35 from the Messages of Love deck. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. And from the Sacred Traveler deck, you have Tread Thoughtfully, and it's called Narrow Pathway. And it's interesting because there's another sort of reference here to mountains, right, to these peaks. And we did have the two Hermit cards coming out. And then we see this very narrow pathway kind of up in the air, up above these peaks, and then a castle also up in the... So there could definitely be, a need to distance yourself, or a need to, like it says, to tread thoughtfully, to be cautious as you move forward with the narrow path. Let me find, hold on. I like to read the full description for the oracle cards from the guidebook. So beginning with card number 35, this card says, a positive attitude works wonders in creating more love around us. Allow yourself to really express positive words. Use only wholesome words when speaking to others or even about yourself. Be conscious of any language that you may use out of habit and be willing to release this to create more positive energy around you. Doing this will bring you more love. And, especially with this 5 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, 4 of Swords, King of Swords, like I was saying with the Suit of Swords, it does have to do, or can have to do with how we communicate to others. So, maybe there's a need to focus on, or choose your words carefully. Use kinder words. Be careful not to speak so directly, not to hurt other people's feelings with your words. So that could be important for some of you listening. The narrow pathway says, do not make any quick decisions. Think things through. Tread carefully. If you rush into anything, there are potential difficulties. And that's what I was saying with the 7 of Swords, right? With the careless planning. So definitely going back to this, it says, there are potential difficulties if you rush into anything. Keep very focused and don't allow yourself to get distracted. Your project will succeed if you go slowly. The relationship will grow, but don't be in a hurry. Let it all emerge in its own time. Be thoughtful in all areas of your life. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, when the path becomes narrow, success will ensue if you go slowly and carefully. The traveler takes one step at a time, deliberately and cautiously. No detail of the path is overlooked. Keep your focus on the steps ahead. Do not get ahead of yourself. Breathe, relax. You will be able to achieve what others have not if you take the time to consider carefully all options and move forward with deliberate care. So a definite message to be careful, plan accordingly, watch your words, right? Consider everything, and then tread thoughtfully, right? And we do have, again, the center of your reading, the Hermit. So reflect on everything, think things through before moving ahead. Definitely a significant message coming through this. So I do hope that the messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of September. Bye for now.